All right, here we go. This is the wrong microphone I'm using, so I don't know what's wrong with my record. Can you guys hear me okay? I'll probably have to start up my Wirecast again, Q. You might be right. It is my Wirecast. But is this fine? Is it okay? It's not my usual mic. It's just a mic on my computer. It should be fine. All right. What's up, Q? What's up, Brian? What's up, Tropical? James Rodriguez, Alpha Mason, Aaron Ellis, Brian Montez, Adrian, J Hart, RIC. What's up? What's up, Mosh? Thank you very much. Keep the trolls out of my face today. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what happened. There's something going on, but hey, as long as you can hear me clearly and we can get business done, we're gonna get business done. I am ready to go over some edge rushers here. Hmm. Any names of some? I'm just curious to who you guys have as favorites as edge rushers because I didn't see too much when I was looking. I didn't see too much at all. What's up, Manuel? And I have some. Well, let's just go ahead. I'm just gonna go ahead and start because wifey wants me to go ahead upstairs and put together a bench. So I'm just gonna start, and then when people come in, I'll catch them up, and then I'll recap everything before we leave. Thanks, Edham. Oh, I'm having fun, man. I'm into the draft. I already know a lot about the receivers. I did all the receivers. Yesterday, I did the defensive tackles, and I am in love with the defensive tackles in this draft. I think we can get one or two, probably one. But now today I did even more in depth study with the edge rushers. So we're gonna go through that. Cross Hernandez. Can you imagine the Cowboys? I know I saw Curtis Weaver. We'll get to Curtis Weaver a little bit later. But can you imagine the collective attitude of the Cowboys fan base if the first pick of the new era of the Mike McCarthy era was another Boise State player in the first round? The Cowboy, hey, look, the Cowboys are the Cowboys. It could happen. It could happen. Yeah, Jay Hart, I'm with you. I don't think the odds. Jay Hart hit it perfectly. He says, I don't think the odds are good for us getting an impact edge player. The Boise State Cowboys. The video is lagging. The video shouldn't be lagging now. If the video is lagging, it's straight up YouTube because I'm all in green with my stream with my connection, and YouTube might be having a problem tonight. Alex Briscoe, Zach Bond is probably he's one of my favorites. I was going to say he's probably my favorite. He's definitely for sure one of my favorites. Actually, I have a list of Shango's favorite stuff and Shango's favorite players, and Zach Bond is on one of them. I like when I watched that dude play on tape. It was amazing. Yeah, I like him. Julian Okwara. Got him. What's up, L4G? What's up, L4G? When I do the recap video for tonight's show, I'm gonna put actually in my video some clips of what we're doing tomorrow. So probably not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, we're gonna put your star on top of some gray pieces of wood. We've got woods because I'm putting wood planks on that wall back there, gray wood planks on that wall back there to try to jazz up the studio. And I'm gonna put your star on those same planks, and I'm gonna frame it around, and I'm gonna put it somewhere. So on the video right after this show, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna be using or whatever. We're gonna have some. Hey, look, man. Lowe's and Home Depot is wide open right now because people are at home and they can just do stuff. The honeydew list is they can fixing stuff. I've been meaning to fix this. I've been meaning to do that. So people are getting to fix stuff, and me and my dad are gonna have a project helping doing stuff on this wall. So thank you for that star because it looks good on that wood. You just watch Kinlaw. I tell you, Kinlaw is a beast. Kinlaw's a monster. Oh my good, Edham. Let me say his name correctly because people get mad at me because I can't pronounce names. But have you seen these names? The names get worser and worser every year. All right, what's his name? There it is. Yitor Gross Matos. That's the guy's name. He's good. Yeah, Cross Hernandez. I agree with you there. What's up, Tropical Mayhem? All right, all right. First, okay. When I accidentally watched Chase Young. I watched Chase Young. So there's 4 players I would move up for. I would move up a little bit for Kinlaw, a little bit more for Derek Brown. I would go a little bit more for Isaiah Simmons, and I would go all the way up for Chase Young. Oh my goodness. I did not mean to watch his highlights. I knew what kind of beast he was in Ohio State, but when you see the highlights of a person, like for instance, these other guys, some of them guys look good with their highlights, but they got a lot of lowlights or whatever. You know, this guy don't have many lowlights. It's all highlights, and his highlights are ridiculous. So Chase Young, I think we just need to hope that that's the bad part about division sucking. The Washington Redskins and the New York Giants are up there. We don't want them to come away with Chase Young and Isaiah Simmons. We really, really don't. We really don't. Ooh, wherever. But Chase Young, his stuff was ridiculous, and the drop off from Chase Young to the next guy is utterly ridiculous. So I don't know how feasible it is for us to take. Yeah, Chase Young is Ken Chola. Chase Young is better than Nick Bosa. I don't think it's. We're gonna have to go get a defensive end, an edge rusher in this draft. We're gonna have to trade up to go get him because there's not many here at all. And I know the last 2 nights, and we're seeing tons of mocks that have K'Lavon Chaisson coming to the Dallas Cowboys. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. All right. The first one I looked at was AJ Espinesa. The guy's good. I'm not going to lie. The guy's big. He looks like he's going to be a starter on down the road. He's not. See, and this is the problem I have. These first rounders, they're probably the only ones. The only edge rusher that's going to be a starter for sure is going to be Chase Young. The rest of the guys, in a couple of years, they could be a starter. And AJ Espinesa is probably going to be a starter in a couple of years, but he's 6'5", 275. Big guy. He looks like a future starter. The problems with him, I got this from NFL Network. These 2 comments from NFL Network. Below average reactive athleticism to finish moving targets. And that's what I saw when I saw his tape as well. Below average reactive athleticism to finish moving targets. And the NFL today, you got Patrick Mahomes, you got Deshaun Watson, you got just about every single quarterback out there moves, and you're gonna have to chase those guys down. The games that we lost last year with Buffalo and Chicago, and those quarterbacks just kept running at us and whatever. And we need a guy that's gonna be able to make those guys not get anything, make those guys fear running, and when they take off, get rid of stop it very, very, very fast. And I don't think AJ Espinesa is that guy, even though he's going to be a good player. And we need a pass rusher. We need somebody that's going to. We have DeMarcus Lawrence on one side that can do a lot of things or whatever. We need pure heat going to a quarterback, and that's not AJ Espinesa. The same for Julian Okwara. I like him more though. He might go a little earlier than our pick simply because of need. He may, because he has the tools and all that kind of stuff. He's not as good as Chasen to me. But he's going to go as well before I pick. Chasen, Chasing, I was reading everything. I don't like the guys, before I talk about it, I don't like the guys who got all the tools and don't have very much production. It's just like the scouts tell you got all the tools. I like to see the tools actually get busy on the field. But they say Chason has all the tools and all that kind of stuff. Like tons of wide receivers have tools like Tyreek Hill, but there's only one Tyreek Hill. Who cares about the tools if you can't be Tyreek Hill? So I don't like to hear that. But that being said, Chason just completely wowed me. And there is no way that Chason will be there at pick number 17. I'm telling you that right now. It's going to be like, I tell you what it's going to be like. It's going to be like Clemson. What's his name from Clemson? Defensive end last year went to the Raiders. It's going to be like that. It's going to wow everybody. Oh, he wasn't expected to go to down there. But Chason's smart guy. His highlights were up there. He had some great highlights. I know he's got some lowlights with those highlights to keep him down. But the fact that the NFL loves pass rushers, there's no way Chason is going to get down to the Dallas Cowboys. No way. And then also, you don't want to trade up for a project, because the last thing you want to do is trade up to go get Chason, and he turns out to be a guy who delivers you flash plays 2 to 3 times a game and then disappears. Nobody needs that. We got a couple of players like that already, at least one in the middle of our defense. You know, he shows you flash plays and all that kind of stuff, and you look at his ratings and his scoring. People what do you got? Ratings, his ratings, and their average. Yeah, I'm talking about Jalen. All right, let me check you. Yeah, Chase Young is rare, right, Robbie Radford? Yeah, I heard that Cross Hernandez. That's what made me say that when I heard the Giants were really eyeing to draft Simmons and putting Simmons in the middle of their defense, and I'm like, no. What's up, Rahesh? Watch the Bosa boys. Would I go up for Okudah? No, I would for Chase Young though, Rahesh. Deshaun Watson. That's my boy too. I can't wait to see them big defensive tackles either, but I want to add one, Alexander Rollins. Exactly. Alex Briscoe says AJ Espinosa is too much of a tweener. He's too light to be an end, but too heavy for an edge. Yeah. Colin Farrell, thank you, Joe. What kind of Clemson fan am I? I just be talking and my mind doesn't keep up with my mouth. The closest wide receiver to Tyreek Hill is KJ Hamler. Yeah, I like what's his name? Let me hold on. Got too many names in my head. Rager. I like Jalen Rager. Really do. Really do. I'm liking him more and more and more. The offensive line worries you, Adrian? I'm good with it. But guess what, Adrian? Offensive line is very heavy in this draft. So if we decide to go offensive line, this is the draft. And this is the draft we can probably get a tackle too. We can probably get a tackle to groom behind Tyron and things of that sort. Because this is... I want to go in where this draft is heavy. And this draft is heavy at wide receiver. This draft is heavy at offensive line. And this draft is heavy at defensive interior. It is light at corner, so you have to know that you'll either be reaching for a corner or you will be moving up to get a corner. Same way with edge rushers. If you're going to get an edge rusher in this draft, you're going to be reaching for an edge rusher or you're going to be moving up to get an edge rusher. And that stuff I don't want to do because you're moving up to get a player that's rated below a lot of other players. It's just the way I look at it. Eagles run the East. Ha! Can we get room to assume, Brahesh? I'm just putting things together. It'll be in my video tomorrow for sure. The carrot is gone. Yeah, just like I just said, I want to go cornerback too, but we have to know that there's a after CJ Henderson with LSU. After him, that's a significant drop off in corner. So I don't. Again, just like I was saying about Chasen, I think Henderson is going to go up higher. Yeah, Jay Hart. I doubt. Just knowing what I know from being present at former NFL drafts, every time the people reach for pass rushers all the time because people covet pass rushing and people reach for corners. Yeah, Cobb left for the money, Rick Charlton. Yeah, I don't want to reach either. But let's keep going. Curtis Weaver, you guys talked about Curtis Weaver. Curtis Weaver is a football player. You turn on his tape. He's running through people. He's doing this and that, yada yada yada. I really like Curtis Weaver a lot. The only thing about him, he's got a bad body. He don't have any athleticism. It's an inconsistent leverage. So it's just like they don't know how he's getting it done. But when you look at his grading, he has high grades. So Curtis Weaver, I guess, but again, he's not somebody I would want in the first round. The only person, again, out of these guys, AJ Espinosa, with all these guys with first round grades, AJ Espinosa, Julian Okwara, Calebon Chasen, and Curtis Weaver, all those guys that could go in the first round, I wouldn't take, but Calebon Chasen, and that's why I know that Calebon Chasen is going to be gone by the pick. Zach Bond, it used to be a quarterback. I mean, he's a football player too. I don't know how he gets it done, but I see him getting it done on the next level because he's just like a motor that won't stop. All right, Ohio State. I just hit you on Curtis Weaver. Um, yeah, Cobb at the age where he got to get that. He's at that last contract for sure. Mosh. CJ Sanchez, what's my take on our wide receivers? Or add another two receivers, a slot receiver. What about the tight end? So last year, tight end nowhere to be found. We need receivers. That's why this is a deep draft, and we can get a couple of receivers. We can get a starter or someone who can be a starter, and we can get some guys who we can coach up. But let me tell you why I think we having a potential issue at receivers. Okay, last year we had nothing after Amari Cooper, Randall Cobb, and Gallup. If you say Tavon Austin, I'm gonna punch you through the TV, punch you through the internet. We had 3 wide receivers last year, so we lost one of those. Now we got 2. We don't really have anything on our team but Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup. Yeah, I love this player. I love that guy. Whatever. I think the best of what's his name. The speed guy. I can't think of people's name tonight. What's going on with me today? But we only have those 2 wide receivers. So we need to get that third slot wide receiver that's going to get a lot of reps. Not only that, we need a good slot. We need a slot that can push Michael Gallup, because Michael Gallup's production was right there at Amari Cooper's last year. If Michael Gallup has another year like Amari Cooper, then guess what? Michael Gallup is going to be asking for Amari Cooper money, just like Amari Cooper did. And we won't be able to pay Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper the same. So it would be best to let Michael Gallup just gallop on and use that wide receiver we picked right here in this as our number 2 wide receiver, instead of having to pay 2 wide receivers. That's why wide receiver is important. We're down 1, and we got 1 that's coming up for a contract real soon. They got 1,000 yards last season. That's all I'm saying. What's up, Corey Harris? Oh wow, y'all went fast on me. Got a lot of questions here. Christian Fulton, I'll get there in a minute. I really like the haha Clinton Dix. What's up, Shango? Do you think we should trade for the Jaguars defensive end they recently franchised? Yes. 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 Can't say his name. Yannick Ngakwe. But yes. 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 I heard it on NFL Network like a couple of hours before I started the stream tonight. I don't know what they're asking for. I don't know if they're asking for. I know they're asking for a first, but how much a first and what else? But for us to get that guy with our first, it'd be almost equivalent to us getting Amari Cooper with our first, and I would be kind of okay with that because we would have a legit pass rusher and a legit defensive line at that. So yeah, I would do Yannick Ngakwe. I know we need my boy Cedric Wilson to show up. Exactly. Deb Duve, round 4. Henry Ruggs would be great, multi-minded. I know Devin Smith, but you know why didn't Devin Smith play? Again, we can't depend on Devin Smith. We can't say, oh, we got Devin Smith, we're going to do, because we don't know why Devin Smith wasn't on the field last year. We don't understand why that didn't happen. I told you, Rick Charlton, don't say Tavon Austin. I'd love to get T. Hilton, T. Higgins. Michael Pittman Jr. Hopefully. I think Bassa Butler. I think Blake Jarwin will have a good year too. I think we need to draft another. We need to somehow get a tight end. This draft is very weak at tight end, so I doubt we'll be able to pick somebody up at tight end. But we need to somehow get a tight end to slide in there with Jarwin. Antonio Winfield Jr. I like him too. Joel Diaz. I know Dallas. Ryan Switzer. How's Ryan Switzer doing in Pittsburgh? What's up, them eyes? Yeah, hey, Chris Cantu, the defensive tackles look good in this draft. I mean, they're deep, and even if we just want one right now, if we just need a guy to stop the run, we can get one of those guys in like the third, fourth round. You know what I'm saying? And that's perfect. We can get a big monster to put in the middle of our defense to stop the run. Maybe not get anything for pass, because that's tough. But we have somebody that can help us out in that way. Who else wants to get banned? Get them, Brahesh. How will the draft go? I think it's going to be real interesting. They're putting cameras in people's houses and all that kind of stuff, so you can see the guys when they get drafted, their actions and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be real interesting. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to be right here. We're going to have fun regardless. Tight end, please, Cesar. Yep. What's up, Urban? On a possible 17 game schedule. What are they doing though? Urban, are they shutting down preseason? I know we're getting another playoff team today, which is good. I mean, you could have done it last year, but it's good. But what are they doing? That 17 game? Are we getting less preseason games? If so, I'm with it. Or are you saying they're going with a full schedule right now? Because I know the NFL is not saying they're not going to delay the season as of yet. So I like that as well. Cross Hernandez, yes, I do think this draft is very weak at the edge. Very weak at the edge. Chasen looks like he has similar abilities of Chase Young when you look at the tape. But then when you read stuff about him and what people have said and all that kind of stuff, there's a downside to Caleb Bond. So those two are the guys, and usually you have several pass rushers. Even like last year's draft, there was several pass rushers. The thing about those defensive tackles, Dallas Godfrey, the thing about the defensive tackle, if we can get Derek Brown, because he's one that could be falling down for some reason because of the offensive tackles and whatever. If we can go up and get Derek Brown will be a superstar. I'm almost sure of him being an NFL superstar. Someone saying he won't be that Brown won't be a starter. I was like, Brown will be a starter for us like immediately. I mean, he'll go in front of Poe like almost immediately, and then Gerald McCoy will coach him up until he takes that number one role or whatever. And then you can't expect to give Gerald McCoy and Dontari Poe heavy reps at defensive tackle. Yeah, we got some big old defensive tackles, but you can't expect them two to take heavy reps. You know what I'm saying? They're older. Thoughts on AJ Terrell? He annoyed me because of the national championship game, Joel Diaz. He annoyed me because of the national championship game. Bad. And when I read his scouting, when I read AJ Terrell's scouting report, what they say about him reminds me of that game. They say he does everything right, but he can't go to the point of attack. The ball, he can't reach that point of attack with the wide receiver. And if you think back to the national championship game, that's what happened. All that was happening was Joe Burrow was throwing it up in the air, and the receivers was just plucking it out the air, and AJ Terrell was right there and couldn't do anything about it. So T. Higgins on the other side, take him. T. Higgins, Isaiah Simmons, trade up for him. Give whatever you need to give for him. So I try to stay honest with my Clemson guys. Where's my... You're the only one watching reruns of old Cowboy games on NBC? No, you're not, Bossy. Everyone is watching reruns of something. That's why this draft is going to be huge. What's up, DeWine? Thank you very much. Thank you. We're going to have... Hey, look, man. There's nothing happening in sports but the NFL draft. So the best thing we can do is just to overly obsess on every player and just have as much fun with this little bitty sporting event that we have called the NFL Draft. And it just happens to be one of my favorite days in sports. It's just, not days, the whole process. I'm with you, Case and Cheney. Yep, Cross Hernandez. If we had just drafted T.J. Watt instead of Taco, we wouldn't be having this edge rusher discussion right now. We'd be firmly in defensive tackle or cornerback or safety. Mary Nelly. And if we got something last year on our second round pick, I mean, we basically blew it on Tristan Hill. Unless hopefully Tristan Hill can turn around and become a guy that likes to come to meetings and all that kind of stuff, which I doubt. Yeah, Marlon is too much of a tweener too, Joe. I like Marlon as well. Now, don't get me wrong; these guys look good, but then they're bigger guys. They're not those guys that's going to be chasing down quarterbacks. Thanks, Diego. Would you trade our second for Jamal Adams? Oh, all day long. But would the Jets take a second for Jamal Adams when they were asking for 2 firsts? Wasn't the Jets asking for 2 firsts for Jamal? Brehesh and Mosh are having a battle with somebody. Thank you, guys. I don't even know what's going on. I'm trying to answer these comments, but thank you for doing the dirty work. What's up, Paul? What's up in Canada? You like Gladney from TCU? That's what we're gonna have to do, Joel. Because I was looking, and there's a lot of guys in the fourth round, and you're just gonna have to trust Will McClay and his scouting and the analytics that they use and all that kind of stuff to try to get somebody that get a gem late in the draft. Giants fans, they're not here. Urban Zipfly. The Giant fans aren't in here. And please, and secondly, do not draft Isaiah Simmons, please. You guys better have you guys need offensive linemen. You really do, because your quarterback, when people in his face, he starts losing it and starts fumbling the ball. Like, "Ugh." So you need an offensive lineman to keep people off of him, and leave Isaiah Simmons alone. Thank you. Only if Gregory could come back, Chris Cantu. A defensive end. He's thin, but he's tall enough to be staying a defensive end for sure. Yeah, that's the thing, Cedric Fortinet. The problem is Cheeto and Jordan. Cheeto and Jordan came from a really deep corner draft. And I know Jordan had a first round grade on him because Jordan had some issues. And Cheeto was really early second or whatever. So the issue is, would you be drafting someone better than Cheeto and Jordan? You know what I'm saying? By wasting a first on it. That's why I like getting positions that the draft is deep in, because you can get a wide receiver that in other drafts will be a first rounder. You know what I'm saying? But in this draft, he actually happens to fall to the third. You know what I'm saying? Just because there's so many wide receivers. Same way with offensive tackles. There are going to be like 4 offensive tackles that get picked off the bump. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then after that, there's another wave of potential starters that's going to go through the second and third round. We might be able to get a potential. I mean, how crazy does that sound? A potential starting tackle in the third round, just because they're so deep. You know what I'm saying? So to me, you got to play the draft. You got to play, how the draft starts to unfold. You got to let stuff fall to you instead of go get it. If you go get it, you got to know what you're going to go get. Man, I need to be doing a draft. Ninja Master, we should just trade up for Kinlaw. Like I said, I would go up. This is how I look at it. I got 4 players that I would move up for. For Kinlaw, I'd go 17 to like 15, maybe 7-15, maybe 14. No further than that. For Derek Brown, I'll go from 17 to at least like 12, or maybe even up to 11. Nowhere in the top 10 for Brown or whatever, but maybe 11-ish or whatever. Then I would move up to get Isaiah Simmons. If Simmons falls to like 7, he has no business falling to 7. If it falls to around 7, 8, then I would go up and get Isaiah Simmons, and I would just go get Chase Young. But Washington's not going to give us Chase Young. That'll never happen. So we locked out at Chase. I would love another defensive tackle in the first round, Rush. Yes, I would. And similar, because I was talking to somebody about this the other day about getting a cornerback and safety, which we all know we love and need, versus getting a defensive tackle. And I tried to explain that cornerbacks and safeties don't make everybody else better. They really don't. I mean, they work well with the defensive line, but they don't really make the defensive line better. Just like at the drop of a hat. The defensive tackles, if you got massive owning defensive tackles that owns the middle of the football field, they will make your secondary better, but they will make your linebackers monsters. And when you have the linebackers that the Dallas Cowboys have that need to be free and can move when nobody's on them and make plays and all that kind of stuff, you want to take as much pressure off those linebackers and let them do their job. And that's what the defensive tackle would do. So the defensive tackle would work in all three levels of the defense. On the line, they would work because they would be help stop the run and rush the passer, push the pocket, things of that sort. That's what they work on that level. On the second level, they'll eat up blockers, so our linebackers can go and do all this and do that. And on the third level, they'll get that pressure to the quarterback, forcing passes quick to help the secondary finish plays. So that's why I would move up for a defensive lineman, because the defensive tackles, because in my opinion, just like defensive ends that pressure and can stop the run, they help on almost all levels of defense. Yeah, I'm Urban Sitfly. I'm going slowly because I was planning. I didn't dress up this room at all because I was planning on building the man cave out there. But now coronavirus has me on has me on hold with the man cave. So I don't think anything's gonna get built for maybe the next year or whatever. So I'm gonna be putting some wood planks on this wall to give it a dramatic wall. I'm taking that star down. I'm moving it somewhere else or whatever. We're gonna put Shango Live up there. So we're gonna wifey's helping me out. We're gonna jazz up the studio for the draft, and then also I got a lot of graphics coming. That's why I'm keeping the videos just like straight, just me and the camera right now, because in a minute I'm gonna be able to pop up all kinds of different graphics and all that kind of stuff for you. So I'm working a lot, and by draft time we should be really hype up in here. What Multi-Minded Society says, are you hoping we draft Simmons or someone else besides the Giants? Someone else draft besides the Giants. I don't want to, I'll be happy as I don't know what with Simmons, but there's a price to pay with going all the way up to get somebody like Simmons. Will Jerry Jones bring back Dez? Who knows? Yes, exactly, Brahesh. He had a domestic violence case that was dropped. Yeah. They still got Dave Gettleman, so they might bottle the traffic by not drafting Simmons and draft offensive tackle. I hope so. What's up, Mario? Yeah, Brown is the only cornerback under contract this past season. Yep. But again, Joe Diaz, you don't want to force the issue by just going and reaching to get cornerbacks in the draft without having that many good cornerbacks. It's just like you always get in trouble when you draft on need like that. I would pay Joe Diaz. I would play Simmons at strong safety. I would put him in the box and let him roam all over the field and create havoc. Yeah, I saw some mocks with Washington taking Tua. Washington's not gonna take Tua. I mean, that's silly for people to mock Washington taking a quarterback because they drafted Haskins last year. Then they traded for Kyle Allen, so they have a one and a backup. So I don't know. I mean, and then if you get Tua and trade Haskins like the Cardinals did Rosen's, you're not gonna get much for Haskins at all. Yeah, I got a TV right there. I think I'm moving it too, though. I had my mask on today. I went outside. I put on my N95 mask. I got old people in my house. I can't bring nothing in this house. My mom already wasn't feeling good today. I don't like that. What's up, Jack? Jack, I'm getting ready to leave and you just not getting here. Come on, man. Honestly, we can't draft D lineman for nothing in the first round. We need cornerback help. But Matthew, don't defensive linemen help your cornerbacks? Nah, I'm not trying now. I think my days are over now. I tried to be a safety a few years ago. I know Joel Diaz. I would put Simmons. I don't care what team I would never put Simmons in middle linebacker. I would put him further in space. And if you watch Clemson games, that's the where Clemson liked him. He could play all three levels. He could rush the passer. It's kind of like Jalen. He could rush the passer. He could play linebacker, and he can play safety. I'd keep him back there to safety. If he can play it, I mean, there's no linebacker, there's no tight end that can shake him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's tall. He's just as tall as it's all the tight ends. He can jump with every last one of them. And then also he can play people in the slot. He can play slot corner. The dude's stupid. I don't like. Well, I don't know Clowney. I don't know what Clowney's going to go. Clowney's going to go somewhere on a 1 year deal. I think 1 year prove it deal. I hope we can work it out. But Clowney, that's best case scenario for us, and we do have money to go get him. I think it's just like, do you want to pay him what he's asking because he doesn't have the production to go. I mean, we're still living on Clowney's draft hype, to be honest. I mean, he's decent. He's done a good job. But again, he's just been flashes and pops and all that kind of stuff. He hasn't been a consistent beatdown monster like we thought he was going to be. And he wants to be paid like a consistent beatdown monster. If we sign, perhaps that will come down if we sign that. Thank you, Edham. Who's the top pick in our draft, Shango? I don't know, man. After looking at what I did and after seeing how weak the edge rushers are on this draft, and I thought like every mock had the Cowboys taking Caleb Von Chasen, but there's no way in the world. And I'm actually gonna put Caleb Von Chasen on my favorite players list because I'm interested to see where this guy's falls because I think somebody's gonna jump up and get him. I think somebody's gonna jump up and get him because his highlight reel is just like, dang. B484 CW Sharper said, I love the Cowboys, but right now I'm hiding in the woods from Corona. Hey, you better hide, Sharper, because that Corona is getting in all corners of the United States. I don't understand it. I don't understand how it gets in rural Alabama. I don't understand how it gets to every last nursing home in the United States of America. I don't understand it. I don't get it. So you better hide. Yeah, Simmons fits the criteria as a Swiss Army knife play. And then Cross Hernandez, if you put Simmons at strong safety, you can use him like a strong safety. You can use him like a linebacker, and you can put him on the defensive line and stand him up and rush him as a pass rusher. So you almost have to play that dude as a strong safety because you can use him in any way. The Swiss Army knife is at your disposal at that point. You mean Edham, you mean to rant on Corona? Get out of here. You better not mess up our football season, Corona. And in the second round, thanks, Alec. I like later on. I remember seeing I can't pronounce his name, Anae. I remember seeing his tape, and it didn't wow me. that much. That's why I said I just want to keep it with, let it go with what's his, the scouting department and all that kind of stuff, and see if they can find some kind of gems in the late round, because all those guys, they seem just like good, and they could be, and all this kind of stuff, but I didn't see anybody else that popped off the tape anywhere near Chase Young and Caleb Von Chasen when it came to, you know, going after quarterback. Zach Baum now. Zach Baum's bad. Yeah, that G-Boy. That's what I was saying. After Chase Young, it's blah. And the only person behind Chase Young that makes you gets you a little bit excited is Caleb Von Chasen. And Caleb Von Chasen has a downside just like he has an upside. Like you can see his highlights and go, wow, his highlights are almost as good as Chase Young, but Chase Young is like almost a perfect player. There's a difference there. He has very little downside. Build the mask. That was good, Mosh. That's a good one. I like that. Build the mask. Build the mask. Look like Mexico got a mask. Either they're not testing down there, or they don't have that many cases. Matthew, we have Connor McGovern. Yes, we do. And you know, I heard a lot of good things about Connor McGovern all last year. We just couldn't get him to play much because of injuries. But I can't wait to see what goes on there. Briscoe's got I love the motor. Exactly, Joel Diaz. In my opinion, go with the guy. That's why I like Zach Baum. Go with the guys that you see the motor that's just going and going and going and going and going and going. Yetur had that. Yetur looked like a monster. He might be doing that GA boy. Who your Falcons gonna get? The GA boy, who your Falcons gonna get? Let us know so we'll know what to do, man. If we need to jump in front of you and get him. Who y'all gonna get? Yeah, Connor Williams is coming off the ACL. Thank you. I forgot about that, Brahesh. Nah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, I did. I watched Julian Oguara. He looked good. I mean, he's a big boy. Very athletic. You know what I'm saying? He's not Taco. You said, King James said, man, Mexico ain't letting us nowhere near them. Bradley and A. Yeah. Thank you, Chris Cantu. The more I look at Delpit, the more I'm saying no. Simply because Delpit doesn't want to tackle. So Delpit will have to go way back in the back with free safety. And back there, we just signed HaHa Clinton Dix. So, and then also Xavier Woods can play back there because I want to find a real strong safety and put them back there. So we have free safeties. We need a in the box Xavier McKinney. I'm even with, you know what I'm saying? He would fill a need, and we can move forward with him. But Delpit, nah. What's up, Tower? When did you fall off from Madden? I think I fell off before you did. See? You see that? That GA boy says, I think Quinn wants a cornerback. So there's C.J. Henderson. C.J. Henderson won't fall to us. A linebacker or a strong safety in the first. So they're going for things that we want. Well, at least we know Atlanta won't take a wide receiver. Yeah, and on the opposite side of that, thank you, Joe Diaz. We can get Winfield after Delpit, and Winfield is a thumper. Winfield's daddy was a thumper and taught him how to be a thumper. The next stream, let me see. I made a list of what days. Hold on. I said, those are receivers. All right, here it is. First was wide receiver, done. Next was defensive tackle, done. Then edge rushers, done. And next is going to be safety safety and then cornerback. I'm not going to do them all in one night. I'm not going to do the whole secondary because that's too much. I'll do safety first and then cornerback, and then because we don't need that many safeties. We just need in the box safeties to be honest. Tight end, and then I'm gonna do offensive line, and then quarterback, and then lastly running back, linebacker, and running back. You're right, Alex Briscoe. Such a complicated draft for the Cowboys, but I think it's easy, Alex Briscoe, because it comes down to this. We can use a lot. In the first round we can use a lot. We can use a wide receiver in the first round. We can use an offensive lineman in the first round. We can use a defensive tackle in the first round. We can use an edge rusher in the first round. We can use a safety in the first round, and we can use a corner in the first round. That's 6 positions that we can use in the first round. Now we can sit there like this and wait for one of those positions, and the best one of those positions fall into our lap, and we just pull that. Or we can know which one we want, and we go get the one that we want. Either one of those two. But we're in a good. It's very complex, like you said. But we can literally go a lot of ways. Yeah, we definitely go ahead, that G boy. Tell your boys to call my boys and get things going so we can switch positions. You might be able to still get a corner. Oh yeah, Tower Wingfield is a thumper. Oh, you did, Tower. I couldn't take it. You know what happened? The fact that we couldn't develop the players like we could before. They were all getting the same amount of XP for all that kind of stuff. And when you took the development part of the game away from me and making my rookies better and all that kind of stuff, building a team or whatnot, when they took that part from me, it was hard for me to play because you know me, I get the most fun out of Madden, the whole building process, building my team, putting it together and all that kind of stuff and playing the game. I'm not there just to, do the same plays over and over and over and win and say I'm better than everybody. Ain't no fun in that. Judy the next Diggs, I don't know. Ray Gore, Tower. Ray Gore is the next dig. All right, Matthew, good night. Oh, I've been ripping AJ Espinosa all night, Joseph Sandberg. No, I haven't been ripping him. I just don't. It's just gonna be hard for me to draft somebody like that in the first round because he's not. He looks like he's gonna be a real good player in a couple of years, but that's a couple of years. We want somebody to start, especially somebody to come off the edge and be a nightmare. You just got to finish up. That there's not many. Well, how many corners? There's 3 corners in the first round, I think. That GA boy, and after those 3 corners, it drops off like tremendously. Tecmo Bowl is the GOAT. This last year's Madden was bad. They better do better. They better do better. I'm on Ruggs. Ruggs is on my list. Okay, let me just say the guys that I want before I say goodbye to everybody. But Chase Young, of course. I can't not say him now because it's never going to happen, but I'm going to say it anyway. Isaiah Simmons is never going to happen, but I'm going to say it anyway. Then we get down to the reality picks that could happen. We could be able to move up to get Derek Brown, which is my best case scenario. Then we can move up a little bit to get Kinlaw, or I wouldn't move up to get Henry Ruggs. I wouldn't let Ruggs fall to us just because there's a chance Ruggs doesn't pan out. there's a very little chance Derrick Brown doesn't pan out, and there's a little chance Kinlaw doesn't pan out. Those guys will be studs. All right, guys. Tomorrow night, safety. All right. Thank you very much for hanging, and we're gonna be doing this every night until the draft. Why? Because you ain't got nothing else better to do.